What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Thursday night update. I know there is usually a live stream on tonight, but my partner in crime is tied up at work, unfortunately. So I am doing it solo. So welcome to your Thursday night update. Before I start, give us a like. Obviously, hit the subscribe button if you can, and of course, tick the little bell to subscribe or to get notifications, for all of our future content. The view and the subscription count has been going up, so I thank you all for being here. Every view, every subscription counts. Share this around if you like. If you like what we do here at UTG, don't be afraid to share our content around and get us on people's radar if you think they will benefit from what we do. But in any case, back on track, BTC. Where are we going? Where are we headed? What has happened? Okay, yesterday we were observing this move from the 50, and of course I drew in this level of supply up the top here to really gauge where are we going to end up over the course of today and of course last night. And we have pushed through this short-term level of supply here, and of course we are moving towards the top here again. So as I described yesterday, this level here is low quality because we are in the middle of a trend towards the downside. And of course, we have a pivot point up the top here. So this is going to be the level where we are, it's going to act like sort of a magnet for price action, and it's going to be drawn to that. So this is the area that I'm really looking forward to over the next couple of days. I would think it would take, the volume hasn't been fantastic, and if I put the volume indicator on, you can see that we are dipping down in the volume quite significantly. So we've had a spike in volume to push us down, but we have plateaued in the way of volume over the last couple of days since this recovery. So whether or not this recovery will be sustained or we will get more upside momentum when we get to 40K, that remains to be seen. So that level of supply is very much in play for BTC, and the volume is a little bit concerning for me. And the fact that we are heading up and we are already reaching that over exhausted signal there on the steamroller indicator is concerning as well. However, the opposite could be true, where we get towards that 40K level, we get more volume into the market, and then we push up. That's another scenario. However, I'm just calling it as I see it at the moment on the chart. So nothing to be concerned about. But the thing I want to point out as well is the left shoulder head, right shoulder scenario is still in play. It can be still in play. It's a little bit skewed at the moment, I will admit. We are going up towards, this sort of way now, but it is there, and I am not discounting that as an eventuality for BTC currently. So we'll see over the next course of the next couple of hours. Of course, this evening is when most of the volume will enter the market, into the regulated stuff anyway. So that usually carries over to the BTC charts also. So we will see if we do get back to that 40K-ish, 4,400 level of supply up the top there. That is the most significant pivot point. It hasn't been tested. It is very, very strong in my opinion. There was a decent pivot point at that level. There is a significant amount of liquidity sitting at that level as well. So it is one to look for the next move for BTC, or where we're going, where we headed for the immediate term. Moving on to Ethereum, nothing much to see here. A lot of the other coins, a lot of the altcoins like ETH, LTC, and XRP and others didn't do as well today as BTC. They didn't really follow in the same footsteps with the same amount of momentum. But in any case, with XRP, the 23.6 would be the level I'm looking at now. We have made a higher high in regards to the market structure that we're forming. So if I go onto the 1 hour time frame, you can see that market structure change. We made the lower low. We actually made I'd call that a double top ish, and then of course made that lower high, and now a higher high. So we are gaining momentum for Ethereum. So In saying that, it is a short time frame sort of market structure that I'm looking at, admittedly there. But in the meantime, in the interim, I'd be looking at the 23.6. If we are going to continue this upside momentum, although minimal upside momentum for Ethereum, but if BTC does continue towards that upper supply level that we just spoke about, I would expect Ethereum to follow suit at least to the 23.6, the 1191 area for that Fibonacci level. So a very easy one to follow on ETH. Now I want to bring up Litecoin. We've got a number of bits and pieces here. So I'm going to get rid of this previous level of supply there. I'll leave the current one. So we've got Litecoin in a similar position as Ethereum, but just not as much emphasis and not as much volume at all. I'll put the fibs on there. So Fibonacci swing high to swing low. And we are currently sitting around that 50 fibs. So that 50 fib retrace, we could have that 61.8 for the next level if we do cross and close the 50. But that would be the area that I'm looking at if we do get that close above $149 or $150 for LTC, excuse me. And that resides around 158 and about 160. And if you look to the left, you can see the liquidity area sitting around that 61.8 level as well, which coincides nicely with the fibs. So that would be the most, that would be the most relevant level for LTC at the moment at the $160, $158 mark, providing that we do cross and close the 50 over the course of this evening, or even over the course of the next couple of days. We'll have to wait and see what BTC brings to the table. And usually if BTC does continue towards the upside, although very slowly at the moment, it will pick up and drag, XRP, ETH, LTC, the USD pairs I'm referring to on that one. XRPUSD, let's have a look and see where this is headed. Not too much data to go off. This hasn't fared well at all. Over the course of the last couple of days, we've seen ETH, we've seen LTC, slightly move to the upside, admittedly, not a whole lot, but they have at least done so, where XRP has really stalled here at the 50 fibs at 31 cents. All full transparency, I've scaled out of a lot of my positions just to protect capital. I did mention that in the Discord, XRP being one of them, and of course, not regretting that at this time because we haven't seen much volume into these other coins so far. Just focusing on the big guys at the moment. But XRP, getting caught at the 31 cent mark and now getting caught at the 29 cent mark. So we're looking for some movement in either direction. If you're looking at a smaller time frame for XRP, it does very much look like a double top scenario at the 50 fibs, which is very much seen there. So we could see some momentum to the downside if we are to get this pattern playing out, that M pattern, that double top sort of scenario on the 1 hour time frame. And now we'll have a look at the DXY, So the DXY, filled that gap that we spoke about the other day, and we haven't seen a rebuttal or a return to the mean just yet. This is a regulated market, not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG here. But we haven't seen a return to the level of supply. So if we do get another close that is lower, of course, than this level of supply here, I would say that we will probably continue our bearish momentum, which we have been maintaining for quite some time. If you've been watching us for quite some time, you'll know that the DXY, the US dollar currency index, has been declining for a little while now, for nearly a year. And it's looking like we might see a continuation of that trend, that macro scale trend, occur over the next little bit, or even towards the end of this week. So tonight being Thursday, and of course we've got Friday night, and of course trading finishes on Saturday morning Melbourne time. So we could see that continue down, and I'd be looking for these very nice fib levels, and I'll draw a horizontal line in on the 50 because that stands out to me most on the chart at the moment, where we have the 50 fibs, which is also a nice level, but we've got some decent liquidity sitting to the left-hand side here. And that's the area that I would be looking towards for the USD index to continue down if we do get the closes below these relevant FIV levels, and the 23.6 being the one that I'm more referring to at the moment. But thank you all for joining me. Of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can. You'll find all of our links down below in the description. That includes the trading view, that includes obviously the Discord as well. We've got a fantastic community of traders in there, the strongest it's ever been. It's a fantastic atmosphere in there every single day. But as always, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow night.